There goes the Gayborhood as Wilton Manors struggles, just like WeHo, the Castro, and other historic LGBTQ plus communities. This evening, the candidates for the 2 open city commissioner seats, as well as Mayor of Wilton Manors, debated over critical needs for one of the largest Gayborhoods and cities in America. During the event, many of the issues that have been facing Gayborhoods for years were discussed. As society becomes more accepting, the need for LGBTQ plus people to live in their own neighborhoods has declined. Gentrification has led to quickly rising housing prices, and Wilton Manors is facing the same challenges as formerly thriving Gayborhoods like WeHo, Chelsea, and the Castro. Wilton Manors has a fully LGBTQ plus city commission and a straight but gay-friendly mayor, and it has faced challenges supporting the local community. Stonewall Pride and Wicked Manners in Wilton Manors are both major drivers of the economy. But with rising costs of required police security for these events, they are put in peril of being canceled. As the local community moves out of Wilton Manors and into more affordable surrounding areas, the city must now find its identity or risk economic collapse. It's an issue that many LGBTQ plus neighborhoods could face in the next decade.
Why does that always happen? Like all the gays move into a neighborhood, we clean it up, okay? All the costs, we make it pretty, we make it gay, all the property goes up, and then we're axed out, and then the white.
No, we sell, make a lot of money off it. Yeah, we take our money.
And then we leave.
We take our money and leave.
Okay, but then what happens to the gays behind us that are looking for a Gayborhood to go be safe in?
Yeah.
South Beach used to be a Gayborhood too.
I can tell you what happens to the gays behind us.
Yeah.
That's another show.
Yeah. Well, we do know that there's a gap in the millennial generation and Generation Z who really haven't been purchasing homes in large part over the last decade. And so we know that there's a gap there. And so having our younger siblings sort of come behind us and being able to purchase into the neighborhood just hasn't been happening across the board. So that's a generational issue I think that we're facing.
Yeah, and you know, Al, like you said, we discussed it tonight during the forum, and it was a really good discussion. And this is something that's not going to really face us today or tomorrow, or maybe even in this 2-year cycle. But like you said, it's a 10-year, 15-year proposition as the gay community elsewhere around the country decides, oh, I want to be warm in winter, and either moves here to work or moves here to retire. And it's worth mentioning, WeHo, West Hollywood, is the same size land-wise as Wilton Manor, but 3 times the population. And honestly, we're going to be okay. I think Gayborhoods are most important for red states and red cities. In Cali, you can go anywhere, you know, and retire. And be free. In Wilton Manors, the retirement destination over the next 10 years is going to be really a big issue.
Orlando, I'm curious, your seat as executive director of SAVE, issues like what was addressed tonight at the Meet the Candidates and the town hall debate in Wilton Manors, does organizations like yours, Equality Florida, even the HRC, et cetera, do you get involved in issues at the local level? Is there crossover in advocacy for local issues versus state issues versus national issues? How does that work?
Well, I think that the biggest and the brightest line that you can sort of separate when you're talking about federal and state issues versus local issues is that at the local level, you're talking about quality of life. These commissions are the ones who impact us more in our day-to-day living, everything from, you know, the quality of the streets that we're driving on, the quality of the environment that we are on, how does the police behave, how you know, all of these resources are felt much more at the local level. And so I think that the LGBT issues do come into play. And so we need to make a decision here about what kind of a community are we going to be fostering? And will we continue to foster this community as a center of the LGBT plus community to be able to thrive?
Very interesting.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.